Hey guys, welcome to Friday Night with me. It's 5 o'clock Friday night, uh, March 20th, 2020. I want to have a few words with you guys tonight. I kind of wrote a script, so I'm going to be bouncing back and forth. Not really a script, but one thing that I need to ask you guys for is likes, responses, emojis, or whatever those things are. Give me a smiley face, give me a heart, give me an angry face. I don't care. We're trying to help Facebook realize that the message I'm trying to get out is important and crucial to our area, Senate District 51. As you guys know, especially the guys that I invited to this party, I am running for Senate District 51. And guys, I'm serious. I want to be your senator. So the questions are why I want to be your senator, and as a libertarian, why do I want to participate in government, right? That's a real question. I get it. The answer is this. We've lost our way. Upstate New York has been in an economic downturn for decades. That's real. You know it. I know it. So the question becomes why? Why are we in an economic downturn? Why? And the reality, and it's an absolute reality, taxes are too high. You can't go to the store without paying 5 cents for a bottle of soda, okay? You can't go to the store now and pay 5 cents. Well, you can't not go to the store, and you get it. You go to the store, you got to pay 5 cents for a bag to put your groceries in. It's ridiculous, guys. This is crazy. And so they backed off on it, right? But it's too late, man. They put this stuff in action. There's an issue here, right? Straws break a camel's back. You guys remember that game from when we were kids? I bet you do. The bottom line is, eventually the camel falls over, right? So every person is a camel in this sense, right? You start putting straws on their back, you start weighing them down, you start ruining everything that they hope and dream for, and their back breaks and they move on. That's what's happening in upstate New York. That's the price of virtue signaling. So you're going to hear me occasionally as a campaign politician talk about virtue signaling. It's too expensive, guys. It doesn't make sense. Couple things I want to talk to you guys about. As a libertarian, my reality is I don't have a party backing. I don't have the Democrats backing me. I don't have an organizational structure that goes out and gets people to sign petitions for me. I put, I think, 1,200 miles on my car to get 22 signatures. So why did I do that? The question, why did I do that? And that's because our reality, our collective reality, needs to be improved. If you guys, and this is important, and it's going to be a little bit boring, if you guys know people in Cortland, New York, and out that way, that encompasses Senate District 51, I need some help out in that area. I need to be able to find people who want to sit and talk with me and realize that the bottom line is taxes are too high, we're overregulated, and frankly, somehow we've got to figure out a way to stop this. So, as a Senate candidate, right, have you guys ever seen me wear a tie? Probably not. But the reality is, I will wear a tie, but I'm not going to go in there and, let's say, behave and cooperate. There's issues that need to be fixed. And without a loudmouth advocate, to not even put it in the best way, but whatever, I'm going there to make some noise. I'm going there to make our lives better. I know, you know, we all know people that have left upstate New York, and we can't blame them, but we have to realize that there's still opportunity. There's still things that we can do to make our lives better for our kids, our lives better for our future. Brian Campbell, what do you want to see? Write that out for me. First of all, I'm loving the responses, guys. Keep them coming. The likes, the loves, the shares, the angriness, whatever. Give them to me. Are you hearing me, Jason? Oh, you shared it. All right. Got a question for you guys. Guess who matters today, right? Guess who matters today? Not me, not the loudmouth guy running for Senate, the guy that's making milk. Ah, the tie. All right, thank you, Jason. Thank you, Brian. All right. So the reality is, guess who matters today in this crisis, in this moment of history that we're all experiencing? Guess who they make an executive order. Guess who matters today? Store clerks, farmers, guys that are going to come out and fix your house. Those guys, yeah, the farmer, that's right. They've always mattered, but we've managed to ignore them, right? Or look the other way. Guys who go to work and get covered with cow manure, man, they matter today. Those people are my constituency. Guess who else matters today? Nurses, right? They could stay at home with their families. They could quit their job. They could move to another state, and their life would automatically be easier. Automatically. That's real, okay? That's no bullshit. That's not a line. That's real. Because why would their life be better? Because it's easier, man. All right? If you don't have the burden of taxation that we look at every day, all right? Every day we face it, man. Everybody that's paying rent here, guess what? The hugest component of your landlord's profit is taxes. That money goes to your county. That money goes to your state, okay? That's the bottom line. You guys want to talk about affordable housing? I know you do, because it's a buzzword, but let's define affordable housing. If I buy a house and fix it up, which I've tried to do and have successfully done at least once, the reality is whatever I charge you for rent, the first $3,000 to $5,000 goes to the state, the county, and the school. Period. So guess how much that is? $5,000? I think it's at least $400 a month. $423.75, whatever, right? Does that matter? The county and state are thieves. You are correct. Though, I'll go with, they're kind of unwitting thieves. They make mistakes. We buy this argument, right, that government first economics is going to bail us out of this situation. $410,000 went to Bomber's Burrito Bar. And folks, I'm not slamming the people that work there. I went there. Their food was good. All right. They were working hard. They were the unsung heroes that make this economy work, right? They get up, they go to work, they make some food, they try to entertain you, they try to offer you something unique. That's not the point. $410,000 the government gave them to open a business in downtown Oneonta. Did it work? Okay, it didn't, right? So I had a dream the other night. This is kind of funny. I literally had a dream that I was running for New York State Senate. I woke up about 1:30 in the morning. It freaked me out. I'm like, you're totally insane. But when you get to be this age, I'm 53, folks. The bottom line is I woke up. I realized that I actually was running for New York State Senate. And while it didn't help me go back to sleep, the reality is this is an awesome responsibility. This is an awesome opportunity. And I plan on bringing an awesome level of dedication to what... God, Jason, man, I love you. All right. And that's real. I get it, man. And look, you're not wrong, right? I give them the benefit of the doubt because they are part of our community. And that's a good reason. That's a good thing to talk about. Why do I give them the benefit of the doubt? Why do I give local politicians the benefit of the doubt, including the guy I'm running against? Because the mindset in upstate New York is what it's been for decades, right? Government solves problems. That's the mindset. But what government program has solved a problem? Okay, when a government program solves a problem, we stop funding it, right? That's real. That program goes away. The problem is we keep funding government programs that fail. Period. We see it every single day. We see programs failing. Again, virtue signaling costs money. Lots and lots of money. And I'm not saying you're not entitled to your virtue, okay? So, for example, let's talk about virtue, guys. My mom ran the Family Service Association for decades, right? It's a local charity. It's a real charity. And guess what? Tomorrow, you can give them money. You can take clothes there, and you can make a difference in someone's life in this community. That's real, okay? They get some money from the United Way. They probably get a federal grant or two, but they rely on you and me to help them survive and to provide for people in our community. That's real, okay? That's people taking action to help people, period. On that note, right, people are going to ask me what I know about government. What do I know about this? What's my experience? I'm going to tell you something. That doesn't matter. Because the bottom line is, I don't know what magic 20 words on a piece of paper is going to solve this problem, but changing the mindset of upstate New York will at least help to solve this problem. So we'll go back to family service associations for a second. I ran a golf tournament. A lot of you guys remember that. A lot of you guys came there and played golf with me, and that was a blast. But here's the reality, guys. We raised thousands of dollars to help a local charity helping our community and people directly in need here, and that's a better way, okay? We take our money, we give it to the government, they filter it through an administration, they filter it through a legal process, and then somehow it's supposed to come back to us and benefit our community. Literally, does that make any sense to anyone? Give the government $1,000 and hope to help your neighbor. By the time that $1,000 comes back to your neighbor, it's like a nickel, okay? The administrative costs on that $1,000. Walk over to your neighbor's house and give them $1,000, and I'll tell you what, they get a new grill, they maybe fix their deck, and maybe they put a new few panels or shingles on their roof, right? That's real. That's real charity, okay? Okay, trickle down. Trickle down is one of those things, Jason, and it gets maligned. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but we play these political games with our national politicians, who, by the way, are not our local politicians. The national politicians get no benefit of the doubt from me. All right? These guys, all of them, man, and maybe 2 or 3 didn't, but they all sold stock because they knew what COVID was. That's real, okay? That's absolutely real, and you know it. So we caught 4, maybe we caught 5. I'm telling you right now, every single one of them has a financial advisor in a trust fund that sold their stock ahead of time. They're all going to be like putting salt on their dollar bills in their freaking bed or however that works, and they can eat that stuff. All right? But we have our community. We have farmers. We have wonderful people that are going to figure out ways to provide us stuff. And that's real. Like it or not, and maybe it doesn't all dissolve, guys. I'm not paranoid, but I'm just saying it's possible, right? Things are a mess right now. I don't know how long to make this. I feel like I've been at it for a while. You guys got any question for me? I got 16 people watching, 14 people watching, 9 people watching, 20 people watching. I don't know. But if you have questions for me, I'm going to give it like 3 minutes. We're going to do a little question and answer. If I don't get a ton of questions, I'm moving on, and I'm going to check this thing out because I'm feeling passionate tonight. And I want to make things happen, positive things happen for upstate New York. I'm crazy enough to believe that I can do it. And obviously, right, guys, I'm going to need your help. So I don't know what that help is going to be. It's a great area, Benjamin. You're absolutely right. It's beautiful, man. I drive around here and I look at the scenery. I drive around here and I remember a time, and I know you're younger than me, bud. I know you're like, I don't know, probably 15, 20 years younger than me. The bottom line is, there was a better time, man. These houses were filled with kids, not falling in the ground. Not falling in the ground. Guys, you can't go a quarter mile in upstate New York, in our area, in Senate District 51, without looking at a house falling in the ground. That's real. That's our reality. So how do we fix that, guys? How do we fix it? If we don't do something, if we don't mandate our elected representatives to lower our taxes, that's the straw that breaks the camel's back. And it continues to break the camel's back. That's real. That's why our kids are leaving. That's why they're not coming back. That's real. So, right, I'm a libertarian. What does that mean to me? You guys can figure it out, right? Right now, today, it means lower taxes. It means lower taxes. It's not a joke. It's not some sort of humor. It's lower taxes. Straight up lower taxes. Oh, Jason, thank you for bringing up unfunded mandates. Every single time you look around, every single tax dollar you spend, a portion or a percentage of that goes to unfunded mandates. That's real. Be it your school taxes, be it your county taxes. Those things, those demands from some higher authority affect you and make people leave. Absolutely make people leave. So guys, I thought I'd give it a shot. I want to let you know who I am, what I'm about. I'm going to be asking you for help. The help right now could be asking somebody in Cortland County to like my page and reach out to me. That's help. You know why? Because I'm going to ask that guy if I could go there, or that girl, if I can go there and talk to them face to face and explain why our properties are falling in the ground. Why farming is a disaster for the farmer, not for the grocery store, not for the guy in the middle that goes and picks up the milk and processes it for a fee, okay? It's crazy. I will say occasionally they come across with a good plan. Being a libertarian, I don't like regulations. I kind of reject them. Out of hand, out of sight, whatever. They're gone. I don't like them. Thank you, Benjamin. That is... Dude, you don't know how huge that is? That's real. Because I've reached out to the Cortland County Libertarian Party, and this is no slight to them. They have their own slate of stuff that they're working on. But they need to hear from me directly. You can share this video with them. You can invite them to like my page. Those things will make a difference. So look, I'm a libertarian, right? I chased around 1,200 miles on my car to chase 20 signatures. 30 signatures, whatever I got. Doesn't matter today, okay? But it was hard work, guys. And why did I do it? Because the libertarian message is important. Taxes are too high. Government, top-down organization is destroying our state. And has been for decades, guys. I've been here, man. I went to SUNY Binghamton. I grew up in Oneonta. I've lived on Goodyear Lake. I think it's been 20 years. I don't even know, right? I fixed up houses. I fixed up my house. I crawled under this thing for weeks just to get it in shape, just to give my kids a place to live. That's real. Guys, I put the effort in, and my resume is, it's not impeccable, right? I'm not a politician. I haven't been elected to 100 million offices and served on 100 million panels. That's real, okay? Over-regulation, exactly, Jason. Every single day, every contractor, every small business deals with regulations that are designed, right, to benefit guys that are already occupying that space. So what does that mean? Do you guys understand what that means? If I'm selling anything, a widget, okay, to go back to my economics degree, which I have from SUNY Binghamton, you sell a widget. The guy that's already selling widgets would love to keep you from selling widgets, especially if it's reasonably simple to make widgets. So he writes a few regulations that protects his market share. It's not evil necessarily because maybe the widgets, I don't know, kill fish, all right? So let's control the waste. There's a negotiation process in there. But the bottom line is regulations are a deliberate barrier to entry to the next guy who wants to come into that space and decrease the guy who's writing the regulations, because that's real too, guys. They pay for regulations, right? Big business pays for regulations. We all know that. We don't understand the mechanism necessarily. They want to be complicated, but it's not. They buy a regulation to keep you and me from making widgets. Does that make sense? Anybody got another question about that? Because I can explain it better. I'm a little animated because this is my first actual live campaign speech. But if you got a question about widgets and regulation, lay it on me right now. I'm waiting. Whoops. I just sorry, babe.
No, I was gonna turn this.
Yeah, bring back plastic bags, guys. That's a good one, man. Thanks, Ben. Here's the reality, right? We already saved the world by converting to plastic bags 35 years ago. Okay? Plastic bags. Yeah, Robert, thank you. You're next, man. The bottom line is we saved the world by switching to plastic bags. How in the world are we saving the world by switching away from plastic bags? Because here's the reality, right? Go wash your bag. Go wash your COVID-filled bag. Who wants to do that? That's nonsense. And so the argument, plastic bags are sanitary, maybe they aren't. But you know what isn't sanitary? Me not washing my plastic bag or my reusable bag, or you not washing your reusable bag and bringing it back to the store. That's not sanitary. Tom, actually, I'm glad you're here because there's something I got to say about you. But give me a minute, all right, bud? All right, Robert Force, you're right. Number one. And why hasn't this happened? Why haven't the Otsego County members, the Otsego County administrators, investigated the situation with the Force Farm and tried to write it off as due process? That's a real question, ladies and gentlemen. And the bottom line is, as a Senate candidate, as a senator, the number one issue, whether we want to be socialist or we want to be capitalist, the number one issue is whose land is it? Okay? So you fall behind in your taxes because you don't have economic opportunity in upstate New York and the county comes and takes your land? Something's got to change there, folks. The process has to be better. It has to be more respectful of the people that are here. And I can say right now, after researching Robert's situation, that at the very least, it was disrespectful. At the very least. Because the bottom line is, you can make whatever situation you want. You can make whatever argument you want. But the reality is, they were afraid that guy was going to do something with that land that their friends with money didn't want him to do. Whether it was paranoia or not doesn't matter. That was Robert's farm. He paid taxes on that thing for decades. Not only that, but he paid taxes on it up until being a year behind, 12 months behind. Is that really right? $20,000 a year, $15,000 a year. They take a $210,000 property from him. Come on, guys. We gotta be better than that. We have to be better than that. Doesn't matter if you agree with who Robert is. Doesn't matter if you agree with who I am. We've got to be, as human beings, as people that care about our community, we've got to be better than that. All right. So, Quitter, I got something else to say about you, and I don't want to ignore your question, right? I don't want to ignore your question, so I'm going to try to. You guys need to check out who Thomas Daniel Quitter is. You got to check it out. This guy running for Senate, like I am. We don't have money. We're not big hobnobbing, rubbing elbow politicians. You're not going to see pictures of us at big, huge dinners wearing suits, okay? It ain't going to happen because that ain't who we are. But here's who Robert is, right? And again, Robert calls himself enabled. I agree with that. The dude has power, okay? He has an intellect that surpasses mine, and I'm pretty fond of how smart I am. That's real, all right? The bottom line is we go into the voting booth. This is the story I want to tell you guys because it's funny, right? But it's not funny, okay? It's and I just rubbed my face. Relax. It's okay. Here's the reality, right? Thomas and I are going to file our petitions in Albany because we want to serve our community in a way that hasn't been served in decades, guys, okay? We want to bring back local governance. We want to put issues on the floor of the state of New York that say, New York City, stop stealing our shit, okay? Stop taking stuff from us to signal your virtue, okay? Stop making laws that don't make any sense, okay? Because you feel good about them. We have people making milk, all right? We have people planting crops. Bloomberg put a little dirt on it, all right? The guy was wrong. $500 million worth of wrong, okay? But here's Quitter. We go in, and this is, guys, I love the guy. I am not making fun of him. I am making fun of New York State, all right? I'm making fun of the notion of handicap accessibility, right? We walk in. Tom's got to file some petitions. I file some petitions. The counter is 4 foot tall. So Tom on his wheelchair is, I'd say, 38 inches at best, okay? That's real. I'm like, first of all, I look at that counter and I'm like, number one, they're trying to intimidate me. And why do my government officials want to intimidate me? That's a great question, man. You should ask yourself that every single day. Number two, they have a sign on the door that says handicap accessible. Did you get the math there? I swear to God, the counter was 4 foot tall. 4 foot. Critter at the top of his head, if I measure it, if he's 39 inches, I missed it by an inch. I don't think I did. Guys, I've been measuring stuff my whole life, okay? That's real. So, and he's a brave soul, guys. He's brave. So we go in, we file petitions. He basically tries to talk to the girl about, hey, do you have something handicap accessible? She literally, and she was one of the nicest people we've met. She was wonderful, but she had no idea what he meant. I'm saying I look at this counter as a carpenter and a contractor. I'm like, okay, I could have made that. Tom could have reached over it. I would have saved $150 worth of materials and 2 hours worth of work. And Quitter's like, how do I hand that lady my driver's license? How do I get upstairs? And that's real, guys. We make decisions every day that we're not talking to people who know. We're not talking to people filled with common sense. We're talking to politicians who have no idea, right? That, again, goes to this virtue signaling thing. So, while I'm still on the Quitter subject here, how do regulations slow down emergency responses? Bottom line, guys, this COVID virus, the World Health Organization offered COVID testing kits. That's real, okay? They offered them because they didn't meet the FDA standard. And I don't think a test kit, and maybe I'm wrong, okay? So far the CDC, so far the government, I don't have a lot of complaints, man. I'm afraid for the older folks. I'm afraid for the younger folks that don't understand, excuse me, what we're facing, okay? But I'm afraid for the older folks. But Quitter's asking, how do regulations slow down emergency response times? He may be talking about something slightly different than what I'm talking about. But the bottom line is this, okay? If we can't accept and suspend regulations and accept technology from other countries that are going to literally save lives because the FDA is, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it right now, protecting a monopoly or enforcing a regulation that, as I explained earlier, is bought by the company occupying the space, the widget maker in that space, the response gets slowed down. The notion gets slowed down. My daughter is on the front line of the legal battle to help telemedicine become viable. But there's millions of dollars and hundreds of thousands of hours of people's labor to make this right. Why does it have to be like that? Supposedly our government is common sense people. Supposedly they're there to make things right. And that's not how it works, guys. That's not our reality. That's not our collective reality. All right, so I'm moving down. I'm reading some responses, right? William Blackman, thanks for checking this out, okay? Nate Leonard, thanks for checking this out. Guys, if I miss your name, it's not on purpose, man. I can't believe you guys took the time to take a few minutes and watch this stuff. Yeah. And again, you know what, Ben? You're making some really good points. Here's another one. And my buddy Andrew Hamill out in Maryland, who wants to be town supervisor, and I think you guys ought to give him a chance, made that exact point. And what is the point we're talking about? Maybe you guys could see his comment. Maybe you can't. I don't know. But the bottom line is, guys, if you experience any kind of financial trouble, even the feeling of financial trouble, why shouldn't your county that you've probably lived in for years help you make those payments? And what do I mean by that? Let's say you go in there and say, look, I can give you guys $300 this month or $200. Don't take my house. Why can't they say yes to that? Why can't they say yes to that? And look, you're going to come at me with excuses. You're going to come at me with lines. You're not being told the truth, okay? They can, okay? If they take your $300, they know they can't take your property. They want to. Their goal, and that's the top-down government structure, their goal is to take your property if you don't comply. That's real, okay? That's why they don't want partial payments. Yes. Robert, you know what, guys? Check out the Force Farm, okay? Force Farm. Robert, give it to me. I will totally give it a better readout here. Give me the details. Give me the website. I'll read it to everyone. Queeter. Nonsense. It's Keeter. You're getting your own last name wrong, bud. Come on now. You don't trust me? I'm trying to preach common sense, man. I have lived in upstate New York my entire life. Okay? I'm 53. I grew up on Luther Street. Man, they were putting I-88 through. And again, I've seen the meme. You've all seen the meme. But I'm not kidding. We thought quicksand was going to be a big deal. We literally... Am I still here? Somebody give me a like. Give me a love. Let me know I'm still here. Thank you, Nate Leonard. That's great. I appreciate that. I think I'm back live. I had a little... Hopefully I didn't do anything crazy while I thought I was off the air. Our government officials are here to make sure their buddies get the buck. You know what? That may be true on some levels, right? I think we got to accept that's a possibility. Veterans, sick, disabled. Yes, they have, Robert. You're right. Okay, guys, check out this website, www.savetheforcefarm.com. Robert explains his situation perfectly there, okay? If you can help him out, sign a petition, offer him something. He's fighting this my understanding is on a state level, but almost a national level right now. And again, guys, our framers practically, the framers of the Constitution, the framers of the United States practically invented the right to own property, okay? That's real. That's one of the reasons why this social experiment of the United States has been successful. That's fine, Nate Leonard. In and out is fine. That's awesome. Queeter, yeah, you're doing it too, brother. That's real, man. That's fantastic. Yeah, our founders would be at least burning something. Yeah, they'd be pretty mad, man. Well, all right. Yeah. So, look, there is, right? There's this moment of what's our decision, right? Oh, okay. Thank you, Nate. I wasn't quite sure what was going on. There's this moment of decision, guys. I quoted on my page a Dwight Schrute. You guys familiar with The Office? I quoted Dwight Schrute. But there are moments, guys, in our lives And I was talking to a younger fella who is doing the hard work of making a life here in upstate New York. And we're trying to figure out what his next role is in things, whether it's, does he want to do the libertarian thing? Does he want to help on the state level? Things like that. The reality is we need him. We need them. And occasionally I'm going to lose my train of thought. But the bottom line is this, right? There are moments in our lives where we can make a difference. This is one of those moments, guys. And I'm not talking about dragging them out of their offices of power and throwing them up against the wall, right? But the reality is they have to wake up. We have to wake up. And we have to tell them what they have to do. Also, it would be a lot easier if you guys send me there directly, because then I'm there and I'm making that noise for us. That's real too. And you guys all know me. You guys have seen my Facebook posts. You've heard me talk. I'll say what I got to say. I'll do what I got to do to get these notions back in front of the people. Okay? And how do we get back in front of the people? The bottom line is the people got to realize that they're the ones with the power, okay? All right, I'm reading the comment. I'm trying to decipher it. Give me a second. All right. The people have the power. We're the power, guys. We're letting them ride piggyback on us because we agree with something that they make us argue over. Okay? Anybody got a question about what that means? Can go through my Facebook page and see the things that people have said to me, and let's go to what that means, right? Politicians say something, people believe what they say, and then they accuse their friend of being exactly what their friend isn't. Okay? That's real. Hey, Shane, welcome aboard, man. You got a question for me? Love to hear it. Though I'm getting towards the end of this rant. The bottom line is we fight over stuff at the behest of people that are manipulating us. Okay? Should we even be fighting over plastic bags? They're cheap. They're efficient. They're sanitary. That's real. Should my buddy tell me that I should go buy a reusable bag and scrub that out all the time? Why? Why, bud? It doesn't make sense, man. First of all, it is unsanitary, and that's real. In times of crisis, they already suspended the plastic bag ban until after the COVID crisis. So if we didn't need that regulation to begin with, okay, why bring it back, folks? And that's real. We're going to see that a lot over the coming months. If we didn't need that regulation to begin with, why bring it back? And you guys elect me senator, and my goal is to bring none of them back. Okay, because we can reset. We can restart this stuff. All right, Ben, I'm reading your comment, and thank you. Ben, I'll tell you what, man. Can't tell you how much I appreciate it. The length of your comments, so they take me a minute to process, right? The problem is, with most of New York, it comes down to it. It's all about the almighty dollar. And everything seems to be based off the damn city. It doesn't seem like it, man. It is, okay? They write the laws. They elect the governor. And that's real, okay? Delaware County don't elect a governor. Otsego County don't elect a governor. Okay? Cortland County don't elect a governor. All right? Schoharie County don't elect a governor. All right? Broome County, Buffalo, Albany, and New York City. They elect a governor. Do they have any idea what our lives are like? Yeah, Nate, you're right. Okay, you're right. So I quote, it makes a lot of sense. Why in times of crisis do we lift regulations? Makes you think about the necessity of them in the first place. That, folks, is an absolute fact. Okay? And hey, Frank, oh my God, man. Let me just tell you, I miss hanging out with you. So Nate, yeah, why do we have all these regulations? And I covered it in this video, and it's real, guys. The person occupying the space, right? The person that's making money in that space says, yeah, what can I do to keep people from coming in here and helping form a competitive market? Okay? We have government enforced monopolies everywhere we look. They're in healthcare. Okay? They're in property taxes. They're everywhere, guys. That's real. We can't live in this state of denial. We have an opportunity, man, to reset things, to rediscuss these things. The bottom line is, though, guys, why am I running for Senate? Because I'm dedicated and determined to give it my best shot to reset these things, to make all of these guys, the guys that aren't libertarians, the guys that are Democrats, the guys that are Republicans, okay, make them realize that they have not been serving the farmer, the framer, the guy that comes and cleans your plumbing. They're not serving those guys. Bring back cottage industries and markets for everything. Guys, nothing I'd like to see better, right? One of the things that we've done right over the last few years is loosen regulations on farming, okay? Loosen regulations on farm. Yeah, baby, you're right. I'll get to that one. I'm going to hang on to that one. Okay. So we've loosened regulations on farming. That means a guy can open a distillery now. Sure, he's got to pay like $10,000 in regulatory fees, and he's got to hire an engineer to design everything. So the first guy in that space gets a huge benefit. All right? But we can now sell locally produced alcohol products at a farmer's market. That's good stuff. But did that stuff go far enough? We're not even close, guys. I mean, farming, my brother's starting to farm. He's crazy. I love him, but whatever, right? It's real, man. You get dirt on your shoes. You break your back, man. You work all day long. There's a poetic justice. There's a beauty to it. And guys, I threw my hay bales. I shoveled my cow manure, right? Those things are real. Those are things that are feeding your kids, man. So, they're real today. They're real in this crisis. And the bottom line is we haven't seen them for 3 decades, man. We got people making them promises to make their lives better, and the promises that they make fail. Deregulate all business and farming. Damn right, bud. Absolutely 110%. All right, guys, so I got a story. It's a quick little story, and I don't want to talk about me too much. I want to talk about our collective reality. One of the things that I worked myself into doing, and it took a long time, and I got lucky, okay, is I want to fix up some of these old properties that are falling into the ground, right? Because, and again, you can't drive a quarter mile in upstate New York without seeing a house falling in the ground. You can't, all right? It's real. All right, so I want to fix them up. I do some work. I get this place cleaned up. I remove all the human garbage, right? Finally, I get to some of the bigger items. I take 9 mattresses to Otsego County. MOSA, government-controlled price structure, guys. I take 9 mattresses and some garbage. I'm out $300, fellas. $300. That's a real number to me. That's a real number to you, right? But politicians say they'll adjust. How do you adjust to that, man? When it costs me $30 in gas to mow the lawn and get rid of the wood, right? How do I adjust to throwing away 9 mattresses for $25 a piece? It's crazy. And guys, I had a conversation with the guy I'm running against about that. I'm going to bring that up in the future because he's a nice guy and I don't want to crap all over him, okay, because he's doing what he thinks is right. But I'm going to help him hear us. And maybe he beats me because I'm a libertarian, right? I chase the county down for 22 signatures to get on the ballot. All right? So that's real. He has the Republican Party backing him. 100%, right? They're all in. They're giving him money. They're helping him sign petitions. Okay? That's real. Critter, you're told to be adopted. Knock it off. All right? So these are real. These are real problems That's $300 that doesn't buy tarps, that doesn't mow the lawn, that doesn't buy a new cabinet for that place. So yeah, we don't have enough affordable housing. Look right there, man. There's nothing I'd like better than to be able to fix that place up on a faster time schedule. And what stands in my way? The assessment for $95,000 and the $25 a mattress and $12 a TV, folks. Okay? What is the service if they're charging a markup on us throwing stuff away? That's not a government service. That's government oppression, right? And it's a straw that breaks the camel's back, right? So $25 shouldn't ruin your life, okay? But when you're trying to fix up a property and you got $20,000, $300 is a pretty big piece of that. That's real. And guys, I'm not encouraging this, but I think if you throw mattresses by the side of the road, eventually some government official is going to have to come and clean it up. And that's a joke, guys. I would not recommend anybody behaving like that. Pay the $25, throw it away, but help me change this stuff, okay? Yeah, don't burn your mattresses either. Don't even take the tags off of them, guys. That's how overregulated we are, right? Technically, somewhere along the line, someone could give you a ticket for taking the tag off your mattress. That's our government, folks. That doesn't make any sense to any one of us, and I know it. And I know it. Oh, we do have a use for them, but we usually have plenty of mattresses. If you're careful and you drive carefully enough, mattresses provide a pretty decent, I want to say, skid plate to pull behind a four-wheeler. Not recommending that at all, nor do I endorse that. But it's a possible use for a mattress. And what it does then is it removes the outside cloth from the mattress, and then you actually have something that you can take to the scrapyard and get a couple bucks. So, business idea. Charge $15 to take a mattress and take it apart yourself, throw the garbage away, all right, and then take the metal to the scrapyard. You'll go broke, but it's a business idea. Just saying. Yeah, people will burn them. People will throw them over banks. Yeah, man, the tag. People are going to throw them over the banks. People are going to leave them by the side of the road. It's ridiculous, guys. It's not a good decision. It's not good governance, okay? It's too expensive already to live in upstate New York. Now, so one of these days, right, I think most of you guys are upstate New Yorkers with me. I want to reach out to people that have left, okay? That is ginger ale, Colleen. Anyway, guys, I got to go. This probably went on for too long, but I appreciate the participation. I appreciate the questions. And the bottom line is, I hope you realize this isn't some sort of bullshit con artist, three-fingered Monty kind of nonsense, man. I'm running for state senate, and I'm just like you guys, okay? We struggle, we work, we're trying to make our lives better for our kids and for our community. Bring our children home. You're right, quitter. You're right. Bring our children home, man. All we got to do is offer them economic opportunity. It's that simple. Okay? The most burdened, the most regulated, the highest tax state in the country, guys. And it's time to change it. How do we change it? I need your help, man. And it's one step at a time, but it's a battle, and I'm willing to do it. I'm willing to take it on. Thank you, Cliff. Thank you, Colleen. Thank you, Steve, for checking us out. Yes, we will talk. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Jason Loveland. Thank you, Nate Leonard. Guys, thank you, Brian Campbell. Okay? Thank you. And I'm sure. And thank you, Shane Deegan. I know you and I agree on almost nothing, bud. I know that. But you're my target demographic, bud. You're here. You're working 2 jobs, 3 jobs. I don't even know, right? I know you volunteer for the Boy Scouts. I know you sell real estate, and I know you work for the county, okay? I know those things because you put them on Facebook. But you're my target demographic. I don't want you spending 40 years working your butt off and wondering why you got nothing. Because that's also real. That's what's going on in New York, okay? So, guys, thanks for checking this out. Share it with your friends. The likes, the loves, the shares. That's how we help Facebook get this message out. Okay? Thanks a lot, guys. Have a great night.